cat, he feels a sense of purpose caring for someone else and opens his heart in ways he hadn't before. Moreover, the intimacy and intensity of their life on the road is something else that allows you to know an animal in a way that simply sharing your house with them does not. Perhaps unfairly, I feel that confining a cat to an indoor life is depriving them of the ability to truly be a cat, even though I recognize that statistics show they will live much longer inside than outside. Michael and Tabor rarely spent time apart and slept together every night for almost a year while traveling across the American West. Bliss for cat and for man. And by the way, I recommend anybody who lives with a cat in their house to share their bed with them. Sleeping with cats is surely one of life's great joys. It can be tricky. I slept for years with my cat Megala, not to mention Layla, my wife, who was such a good sport that she allowed herself to lose her allergy to cats by extreme exposure. And on cold nights he would slip under the covers, stretch out his little body next to mine, and purr loudly until he fell asleep. I have claimed this discovery for myself. Cats only purr when there is a living being near them, not on their own. But my discovery may be false, as many of my readers have written to me explaining they have seen examples of cats purring when nobody was present. The great writer Doris Lessing, surely more knowledgeable about cats than I, told me so, and then nonetheless graciously reviewed my book for The Guardian, omitting to mention that and other possible errors because she so admired my passion for cats. But I digress. The reason it was tricky was that every once in a while I would do something to annoy Megala. No idea what it was, perhaps I moved in the wrong way, and Megala would punish me with a swift bite of my leg. It hurt. My feelings were hurt too, and I would banish him from our bed. He would leave in a huff. But an hour later he would return, and how could I not relent, knowing the pleasure that awaited me? This happened at least 2 or 3 times every night, and Layla marveled that I did not decide against allowing him to sleep with us altogether. But who could resist the soft fur? Megala was a Bengal and looked and behaved like a small leopard. The stretched-out body, the purr of pure pleasure. Can you love a cat and not be changed? I would think not. I adore dogs, too, and have written much about them, including Dogs Never Lie About Love, another corny but true title. But there is this important difference. Dogs don't need to let you enter their world. We already live with dogs in the same world. Not so with cats. I maintain that cats were never truly domesticated. They just deigned, for reasons of their own, to move in with us. But when they allow you to enter their world, you are suddenly in a different realm. The reason we think of cats as mysterious is that, in fact, they are mysterious. And once they permit you a glance into their mysterious world, you are forever changed. You might not be able to say how. You might not even realize it has happened, but it has. Michael felt the full force of this. And giving up the person. Yes, a cat is a person, for sure, a being with a full personality and the subject of a life, as the great animal rights writer Tom Regan reminded us so well in his many seminal books. He had perhaps loved most deeply and unconditionally and found a fuller purpose to his life as well. Like the ancient mariner, Michael learned to care about the helpless, the vulnerable, those less fortunate than ourselves, while he was down and out, and to help them just as this little lost cat he named Tabor helped him. By entering Tabor's world, he was able to see what before he could not take in. What I especially love about Strays, or rather about the real-life adventures of Michael and Tabor on the road, was seeing how cats and humans alike crave adventure, and how they come alive when faced with dangers most of us never have to face. As the pair hitchhiked for thousands of miles, there were times when I wondered how they could be so trusting of anyone who offered them a ride. Even hitching a lift with a guy covered in tattoos and guns in a red state after spending a week stranded in the stifling summer heat. More surprising were the unexpected acts of kindness that awaited them seemingly at every turn, helping them to survive raging snowstorms, fanatical evangelists, hungry bears and coyotes, and stampeding cattle. Perhaps this self-possessed, lovable cat with a drifter's spirit was exactly what Michael needed as much as she needed his care and protection. But before their road trip ends, Michael is transformed. How else could he have done the right thing and returned her to her first home? To read how Ron Buss, the cat's original guardian, grew and remained for nearly a year desperate at her disappearance, and how her littermate, Credo, waited for her on the porch every night, made the true story all that much more compelling. Speaking of compelling, the story itself is written in such a way and in detail so lush